After Clary is brought into the world of Downworlders, Shadowhunters, and demons, her life has been a roller coaster. She finds out that Jace, whom she is deeply in love with, is her brother, and Valentine, her father, has stolen the mortal cup and is planning to take down the Clave along with all of the relationships that Jace has made throughout the years. This book, The City of Ashes, is a great book, and is the second one in this Mortal Instruments series. I would recommend reading the first book first, or else the second book would be very confusing. This book is written by Cassandra Clare. She brings fantasy into the real world with relatable topics. This book is filled with surprises. You start off by meeting Clary, a normal teenage girl living a normal teenage life. Then she is pulled in to this life of Shadowhunters, Downworlders, and demons. And she finds out that everything in her life has not been so real after all. She has the ability, as she finds out in the second book, to create runes, which were said never to be created by anyone except for the angels themselves. Runes are symbols that affect the outside world around the humans. And her runes are exponentially more powerful than the runes made or created in the Grey Book of Runes that the Shadowhunters use. Shadowhunters are protectors of the humans and the world around us because of the demons. The Shadowhunters have angel blood in them, which makes them sworn to protect the world. Then we meet Jace. Jace is a very sarcastic teenager because he's grown up without much of a family as he can recall. He is in love with Clary, but he knows that he can't love Clary because they are brother and sister. He tries to put his love aside for her so they can both live normal lives. Valentine is Jace and Clary's father. He steals the mortal cup and the mortal sword and is going after the mortal glass to take down the Clave by raising an army of demons to destroy them. And then we meet the Inquisitor. After the Clave finds out that Jace is Valentine's son, they are very, very suspectible about him. And so they send the Inquisitor to help clear things up. When the Inquisitor shows up, she is very cold-hearted. You meet her and you think there's no way that a woman could act like this. She puts Jace in jail because of his sarcastic comments to her, and wants to try him for his father's crimes, which are heinous. When she shows up, it also destroys the relationships that Jace has made with his family. Throughout the second book, there are just action against action among action. And it's kind of crazy because in all this action, it fits in with a love triangle between Clary, Jace, and Clary's best friend Simon, whom she's known her entire life. I don't usually like books with love triangles, but this book fits it in perfectly and balanced with the action, and would not be a successful story without it. This book is very action-packed, but it balances well with the other parts of the story as the reality and fantasy, which mix in to create this amazing world that is just you've just been sucked into. I would recommend this book to anyone who can get into a book with a very complex storyline, because somebody that doesn't really think about the storyline too much or gets lost in thought during the book would not be a very good choice for reading this book. Also, I would recommend it to somebody that doesn't mind a little romance balanced in with some action, and the age group for this would be about 14 plus, about young adults, because it has sexual preferences and some language. Clary's life has been turned upside down. She can't love the person she wants to, and her father has been killing people to destroy the Clave and ultimately everything in the world that we know. Relationships are being destroyed, and when the Inquisitor shows up, she tears Jace away from his life and forces him to make decisions he would never make. If you're going to read this book, it is probably a very good idea to start with the first book in the series. It is a page-turner and full of lots of surprises. Will Clary's life ever be normal again?